like I do under my tattoos. There's a remedy, remedy, remedy. And the way you go, baby, don't you know? There's a remedy, remedy, remedy. Yeah, yeah. There's a remedy, remedy. Oh no, darling, Palooza, ain't gonna lose ya. I'm gonna do that, darling, Palooza, ain't gonna lose ya. There's a remedy, remedy. Darling, Palooza, ain't gonna lose ya. I'm gonna do that, darling, Palooza, ain't gonna lose ya. There's no remedy, remedy, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
It's just one of those days. Here we go. Hi there. The few of you who've shown up already. I didn't give people much notice, so people will be strolling in slowly as we begin the show. But I got to tell you, I almost made that same pose. This shit's getting stupid. I don't understand it. Yeah, there's just we'll talk about it later. Let's say hi and get going. Even though there's only a few here, let's get it going. First in the chat, Mr. Avocados Diabli, of course, gets the bell. Awesome morning, Resolute Germ. Hot, quick on the stick. Good morning, Lue is in the house. JB's here. The Pope. Pope Tyrannius III, the Blessed Lich. Blessed of the divine dead today is crafted by him for you to enjoy. A great message from the Pope. Also, Mr. X51, what's up? It's been a while. What's the name of that song again? Anyway, and Somnambule Nation is listening. That is good. It's always good to listen. And it's even more good to hear, if you know what I mean. I am a little bit dumbfounded by a couple things. And one, the games that are being played, which has always been there, but this whole there's a whole thing. Hello Zach, what up? Plague Trucker Zach's in the house. Hired. Oh, sweet, you got it. Nice job. Yeah, let's give a hand to Trucker Zach. Awesome. Good for you. I'm mystified by so many things that go on in the world, and just the things that people do and say, and how they frame things. And I've been watching the games for years, and I knew immediately when I saw this thing that Hakeem Jeffries said, and a bunch of Democrats are saying, I knew that there was the BS meters started flying, and I was like, okay, I know this is the game they play, but it's still frustrating. It's still frustrating and annoying. And I'll explain that when we get to that topic. But let's thank a few people and then do some other stuff. But also something Donald Trump did today that really just this morning kind of pissed me off. And I support the president, but God, stop. There must be something. I don't know what the misdirect on this is, but we'll see. I just now when and the way Trump uses language is kind of weird too. But yeah, I'll get to it, and you'll understand why I'm annoyed. At least I hope you understand. Thanks to people sharing the show already, because I just got here and you guys are Johnny on the spot. This is Resolute Germ. I have today's and yesterday's. Wait, no, this is today's. There's Mr. F51. Okay, you guys are quick. Holy shit, Mr. X obviously did the retweet already. I appreciate that. Resolute Germ already with the daily wrestling pose person. This is something Valkyrie, is that her name? Yeah, Lyra Valkyrie. I'm not up to on the more current wrestlers, but yeah. Then they got this one from JB, a little Matrix action like that. And then Ty Alexander with the daily woo from Ric Flair. Beautiful, nice. And thank you again for reposting the show. And then Lincoln Description, aka Somnambule Nation. Now I don't know why this gift's not moving, but there we go. A little dance. Let's go. Gotcha. Awesome. And who else here? And then all the people who retweeted my tweet, Somnambule Nation, Ty Alexander, JB, Mr. X, and Resolute Germ, and some more people are putting stuff up, and Somnambule Nation with your own posts. So I greatly appreciate all that. So there you go. There's the list, and I'm sure there'll be more. So let's just get into what Donald Trump said this morning, because it was bugging me. Oh, I got to move this over too, because this is going to play into the truth about that. So, and you know what? Let's come back to this. Let's come back to this. We'll put that. We'll get that over here in the news. Where the hell did that go? Okay, we'll do it back here. We're going to move this over by Mike Johnson. There we go. We'll open a new homepage, because I want to go through some X stuff too. Just posts that are on the internet, okay? But first, let's get through the normal stuff. It's Hump Day. Happy Hump Day, everybody. And there's a couple good ones. This one, Happy Hump Day. when she did her hair, makeup, and spent $200 on laundry just to see me stand at the end of the bed like, that's kind of funny. That's getting its own link. That'll be the links. That's funny. And then, the young lady that was there is missed. Also, good morning, happy hump day. A reminder that 2025 is almost half over. And a reminder that Wednesdays are good. It means Friday's coming. This person says 2025 is a personal year. You stress me, I disappear. You bring unnecessary drama, I'm gone. You show fake support, I distance myself. You disrupt my peace, I block access. You underestimate my growth, I move in silence. You cross boundaries, I cut ties. This year is all about protecting my energy and focusing on my goals and surrounding myself with genuine people and probably being very lonely. You know, I heard a great quote this morning, or a quotable statement this morning, that if you men, it works for both for men and women, if you're a man and every woman in your life or you approach or whatever rejects you, it might not be about them. Same with women. If every man in your life or every man you approach rejects you, it's probably not about them. And, I was thinking about that statement. Cindy Oberg, what's up? How nice to see you again. I was thinking about that. And I was also, it also kind of works in relationships. If you expect to have a 100% perfect relationship, expect to be lonely. Because there's nothing in life that's ever going to be perfect, and you got to pick your battles and what's important to you and what's really not important to you. So that is my 2 cents of wisdom today. Good morning, Trippy Liberty. What's up, my brother? It's been a while. Nice to have you back. And then I'll scroll just a little farther, just because I know Avocados Diablo is here, and on Hump Day we always have to have at least one hump. Now that's a little skinny for my taste, but anyway. There you go. That's for Avocados Diablo. So there you go. Now on the there's also the other half of the Hump Day thing, which is Happy Hump. And I didn't scroll through this, so I'm kind of taking a chance here. Well, it's all me. Apparently, I put Happy Hump Day in I guess I'm on the top of Happy Hump Day. I didn't know that. Okay, let's see the latest. I'm kind of scared to what's going to be up here. Oh, whoa. Oh, yeah. I took a chance. Okay, there you go. Enough of that shit. All right, moving on. Today is also National Hot Dog Day. Yeah, baby! Go enjoy a good hot dog today. Now, I have to tell you, it just happens that I had a couple hot dogs for dinner last night because Lady Boomer and I were sitting around and we hadn't eaten, and we have some of those lovely Ambassador hot dogs in the refrigerator. We had some from leftover from earlier this week. And those beautiful skin casing, whatever, natural casing hot dogs. Oh my God, they're so good. Threw them on the grill. Got just a little charred, not burnt, but a little tiny bit charred and a little mustard. And it was fantastic. Oh, interesting, Avocados Diablo, who says, just don't put ketchup on it. That's a crime against humanity. Well, there's a story about that. Do you know the story about why, and particularly in Chicago, it is kind of lore and sacrilege not to put ketchup on a hot dog, and it dates back to the Great Depression days, when people would make sausage and hot dogs. People who use cheap ingredients or bad ingredients, they would put ketchup on them to disguise the taste of the bad taste. So in some establishments in Chicago, they said if you only put mustard on your hot dog, that means you have a quality hot dog. And so that's where the whole mustard only on hot dogs thing is. Now, I don't care if you put ketchup on your hot dogs. May give you a little side eye, but a good hot dog really only needs mustards, onions, maybe some pickle relish, maybe a couple peppers and some tomatoes, but that's Chicago style if you're into Chicago style dogs. But let's not no ketchup. Don't put your ketchup. Well, you can put ketchup on hot dogs. I'm just not gonna. I'll just lose some respect for you. So anyway, there's a hot dog place in Chicago still that will literally kick you out if you ask for ketchup. Oh yeah, there's a lot of places in Chicago like that. That's a total Chicago thing. So anyway, Chicago, a hot dog does not get ketchup. In fact, there are places, they won't serve one ketchup. They may, even if they have ketchup, they keep it behind the counter for those people who don't know any better. So anyway, happy National Hot Dog Day. Way more information about that than you wanted to know. Also, it's today is I have no idea what this is. It's the Rome celebrating the Vatican, or the Catholics, the Day of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. I'm assuming that's a confectionery term or something. Well, no, that's not it. Let me see if I can find what the hell this means. Footage from 1927, 2,000 Italians procession through the decorated streets of London's Little Italy on the feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. My God, who is this? Okay, here it is. In Lourdes, in 1858, Our Lady chose to make her last apparition on July 16th, feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, at Fatima, October 13th, 1917. It is. What? Okay, what? That doesn't tell me anything. Who knows about this? Mary is the Lady of Mount Carmel. Okay. Is this the one that showed up on some wall or something? Here it is. Today is the feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Many great saints and theologians have promoted the devotion to her and often championed the mystery of her immaculate conception. Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Oh, I see. That's Mother Mary. Okay. All right. Got it. Okay. I don't know my Catholic stuff at all. I'm sorry. I just don't. All right, let's move on. Core PPI, the more economic indicators out this week. Core PPI, which is the producer price index, 0.0% instead of 0.2%. Core PPI, 0.0%. Instead of 0.2%. Now, I'm, again, right on the money with lower inflation, but be careful and read on. Those numbers are tricky for the untrained eye. Yesterday, all macro noobs were scared of the 2.7 yearly inflation, but we knew that was BS and the market would pump. Congrats to all who benefited from those moves. I know we did in the Telegram group. Today, watch again. Everybody will be bullish because of the 0.0%, but they have no idea that the revisions for the previous period are actually bearish. It was revised from 0.1 to 0.4% for the core and 0.3% to 0.1% for the regular monthly PPI. Okay, that's all gibberish. Basically, the producer pricing. Now, again, people are putting up the CPI, 1.8% annualized, core CPI up 2.1% annualized. It's time to modestly cut rates. The argument about tariffs effects on prices are overblown. Why are these numbers different than yesterday? That's what I don't understand. I wish someone had a good explanation of that. So if you know what that means, good for you. And everyone's putting out different numbers. PPI miss across the board. Month to month, 0.0%. So basically, the producer prices haven't gone up. The inflation has stopped its track as far as producer price index, which should make markets happy and again, chance for rate cuts. So whatever that means. All right, let me say some more hellos. I see a few more people showed up. Good morning, Bookworm Addict. How you doing? Lord Stanhope's in the house. Dom O'Leary. I think I already said Dom O'Leary, didn't I? No, you weren't here. No, I did not say Dom O'Leary. Hi, Dom O'Leary. What's up? Bookworm Addict. I said that. And Now What Studios. Good morning, Woo, my dear friend from high school. Good morning, PDawg. This is America. What we eat. We eat what we want on our hot dog. Well, I didn't say you can't have ketchup on your hot dog. I'm just saying that it might be sacrilegious. I'm just saying. If you live in Chicago, don't put mustard on your hot dog because they're going to know you're a foreigner of some sort. All right. Darren Root, what's up? JB, what's up? Nice to see y'all. Call them freedom dogs. Yeah, I don't know. They're not freedom dogs. A good old hot dog. All right, moving on. And again, here it is. U.S. PPI, Producer Price Index, lower than expected. U.S. Producer Price Index for June 2025 decreased to 2.3% year over year, falling short of the expected 2.5% and marking the lowest annual increase since September 2024. The core producer price index, which excludes food and energy, also rose by 2.6% year over year, below the forecasted 2.7% on a monthly basis. Both headline and core PPI remain unchanged, contrary to expectations of a 0.2% increase. This unexpected decline in producer inflation has sparked discussions about possible Federal Reserve interest rate cuts, potentially benefiting risk assets like cryptocurrency. So here's the exciting announcement on CNBC. This guy.
PPI comes in unchanged. We're expecting up 2/10. Unchanged would be the smallest inflationary wholesale increase in it since it was minus 1/10 in March of this year. Strip out food and energy, it remains zero, unchanged, zero. And that's
over year over year.
That would comp towards April when we were minus 2/10, which, by the way, was lowest inflation rate going all the way back to April of 2020. If we strip out food, energy, and trade, unchanged. That also would comp towards April of this year. Now, let's take a bigger view. Year over year. Year over year headline expected 2.5 comes in 2/10 light, 2.3%. That would be the lightest in the Wayback Machine going to September of last year. If we strip out food and energy, up 2.6, a tenth light. And that is 4/10 less than the rear view mirror, which was up 3%. That 2.6.
I hope you're paying attention.
We have to go back to July.
There will be a test.
Year, 1 year, and that was 2.
Okay, I can't do it anymore. It's just boring the hell out of me. Sorry, guys. All right, let's move on. Syria is trending. There's some heat bombing and going on in Syria, and I don't know what's going on. I'll just be honest with you. Someone here says you'll hear a lot of blasting from the left about Israel brutally attacking Syria. Here in the General Staff Office in Damascus is leveled by the IDF. What they won't tell you is that Syria Islamist regime is ethnically cleansing Druze and Christian populations with the tacit approval of Western leftists who are allied with radical Islam against Easter worshippers. Israel is stepping in to protect Syrian Druze Christians and prevent genocides. On the other hand, someone here is, if you yelled about Gaza and are silent about Syria, you don't care about human rights or genocide. All you care about is hating Jews. Ouch, babe. So anyway, what that's about, apparently, yeah, the Muslim leadership in Syria has been attacking Druze and Christians. Druze is I guess, an ethnic group. Someone has noticed that no one is standing up for Druze being butchered Holocaust style, no in campus, no protests, no marches, no queers for Druze, no amnesty, no UN, no ICC, no CNN, no BBC, no one except Israel, and that's why Israel is the most moral country in the world. And that's opinion, but I don't necessarily disagree that they're doing the right thing there. Hello, Reaction, Puerto Rico, and Lord Stanhope. I said Lord Stanhope. And there's lots. Druze are a religious minority. Right now they're being massacred in Suwaida, Syria. Stand with the Druze community. So if you want more information, you can look down these threads. So anyway, there's Damascus is being attacked. Breaking more Israeli attacks on military targets in Damascus, capital Syria. Israel is the only country that cares about the massacre of the Druze and intervening to stop it. So there you go. That's what's happening. And Assad is trending because of it too. Someone says, here's an undisputed hot take. Iraq was safer and more stable under Saddam than it is today. Libya was safer and more stable under Gaddafi than it is today. Syria was safer and more stable under Assad than it is today. Yes, they were all ruthless dictators, but they were still better than the Islamic radicals, the Al-Qaeda and the ISIS affiliates that succeeded them, excuse me. Thanks to our benevolent intervention, the FAFO principle applies to us too. Keep messing with Iran, and whatever comes next is guaranteed to be a mother of all horror shows. That's an interesting take. Remember, Hillary Clinton was very excited about the death of Gaddafi, and now look at Libya. Libya's fucked. So careful what you ask for in some of these cases. So anyway, moving on. PBS or NPR is trending because apparently their government funding of basically the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, whatever, the PBS and NPR is apparently dwindling. And Dinesh D'Souza pops up this video of my senator, one of my senators, God, Amy Klobuchar talking to MSNBC. So let's see what she says and let's see what he puts as a reply.
This is completely outrageous. Remember, this is money that was already decided on by a Republican House, a Democratic Senate. It was a bipartisan agreement. And if they can just start to go in there and take away these incredibly important funds, the sky's the limit. So that's my first point to her.
Okay, she's upset, and she gets kind of animated when she gets upset. I almost thought she was going to cry. I still have never figured out, why do we need PBS? Now, and if we do need it, and these people think it's that important, can't they just donate to PBS? And they say, oh, we're taking away Elmo from the kids, taking away Sesame Street. Sesame Street is certainly a self-sustaining entity. They sell enough merch and stuff. They're plenty commercially viable. I don't think Sesame Streets go away because of PBS. But I what does PBS provide now that even if you just went to broadcast TV, there's a lot of good broadcast TV out there that even not just cable, but even on broadcast TV. Now that there's so many channels on these digital networks that you can find stuff that supplants PBS. PBS has nothing to do with Sesame Street anymore. No, I know that. But I'm not sure. Doesn't HBO own Sesame Street now? Yeah, somebody bought Sesame Street and produces it. So
Republican colleague.
And again, but also, I'm not. Why do we need public radio and public television, like taxpayer funded? A part of it was when there was only 3 channels, 3 networks out there, and there weren't any choices. I kind of understood it because there's programming there that could be, maybe wasn't self-sustaining, that could be done. But if there's people who want to watch that stuff, somebody's going to come up with a way to put it on TV. Anyway, let's see.
What are you doing? I guess you'll just rubber stamp anything Donald Trump wants. But the second one is, look at what this is for. Just as we've seen these weather disasters, including horrifically in Texas, but the fires in Arizona and the like, in many remote areas, or if in states like Florida with hurricane season upon us, they rely on a series of public broadcasting to get alerts out. And when it works well, when you actually have a system.
Federal funding cut could silence tribal rural radio stations. Many Minnesotans could. That's not National Public Radio. That's not NPR, though. What are you talking about?
Set up, it works well.
Could. I always love the weasel word could, too. Could silence them.
Not the time to cut back on public radio and public TV. And one thing people don't know, 2 to 1 on the percentage that comes from federal funding. 2 to 1, it's double for rural, the percentage, over what it is for urban and other stations. So that's the.
What does that even mean? Wait, what was she talking about there? 2 to 1, what does what?
Like Florida with hurricane season upon us, they rely on a series of public broadcasting to get alerts out. And when it works well, when you actually.
By the way, those alerts all go out on phone networks now. So I don't think, unless you're watching or listening to the TV, you're not going to get that. That's what all the phone networks send that shit out now.
The system set up, it works well. This is not the time to cut back on public radio and public TV. And one thing people
Okay, here's that sentence that I'm confused about what she's saying.
don't know, 2 to 1 on the percentage that comes from federal funding, 2 to 1, it's double for rural, the percentage, over what it is for urban and other stations. So that's the case we're going to be making in addition.
Did anyone know what that sentence even meant? Hello, Simon Wilkins. Did anybody? Who could tell me what that sentence meant? 2 to 1, this, that, blah, 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 blah. 2 to 1 what? She didn't give us a complete thought. Yes, Zach, you're still here. Anyway.
The obvious on the foreign aid when it's really about our security, when we're in the middle of all these peace negotiations in the Mideast. Why would you mess around with funding that people have relied on and trust America to provide?
Yeah, because we're $34 trillion in debt and we got to start thinking about something. I don't get it. Anyway, Dinesh D'Souza asked the question, has anyone turned to PBS or NPR to get weather alerts about tropical storms and hurricanes? Typical NPR story. Today in the South Dakota Sioux Reservation, we speak to a 100-year-old Native American healer who recalls the Great Drought of 1943. Shut up, Amy. Was that a good NPR voice? I try sometimes. I could be an NPR reader. I could if I really wanted to, because I would talk like this with the deep resonance in the back of my voice, the back of my throat, and be talking like this. Welcome to NPR. And whisper. Whisper really loud. Thank you, Avocado Diablo. You are the new Streamlabs superstar sponsor of the day with that first tip in the tip jar. Yeah, baby. A big bullet, or small bullet, who says rural areas get more funding. She is trying to appeal to rural Republican voters by telling them it will hurt them more. Oh, is that what she's doing? Again, I don't know, a whole bunch of... you're not getting weather reports from NPR. I'm sorry. Minnesota's really a value. FTG Senator Meg. Yeah. So anyway, the emergency broadcast system existed for years before PBS and NPR were founded, with over 1,500 channels participating in the EBC and cell phones receiving emergency notifications. PBS and NPR won't be missed. Klobuchar is grasping at illusionary straws. So... those are some replies to Amy Klobuchar and that nonsense. Moving on. The UK, the UK is trending on X. That's pretty general. But as I scroll through it, I just do a couple posts here. Here's one. This is exactly what's coming to the West. It's already in the UK. Don't tell me it can't happen in America. A culture that invites conquerors into a culture that consents to its own end. Now, what are they talking about? Afghan man 45 marries girl age 6 before Taliban intervenes and says he must wait until she's 9. Yeah, that's not in the UK. And by the way, remember we saw that thing about the wedding at Disneyland Paris? It looks more and more like that was a hoax, even though it was because the guests were all kind of hired, and when the groom came out and it was marrying a 9-year-old girl, by the way, they did get arrested, but apparently that was a hoax. Hello, Gunfox61. When the Department of Education gets shut down, I will dance on its grave. Oh, well, there you go. I'm glad to know that you can dance. But anyway, yeah, there's a whole... this guy named Muhammad recently arrived in the UK from Pakistan and has already attempted to abuse an 11-year-old girl because age doesn't matter to him. Okay, that's terrible. Starmer, what's his word of wisdom for the day? You cannot fix the UK using the wrong tool. By the way, Starmer did an interview and they said he said something about the fact that his dad was a tool maker. which is very, very accurate. Okay. And, so anyway, it was trending. I clicked it. I don't know why. Moving on. Now I pulled this up because this is this post from Donald Trump, which is a source of my annoyance this morning. Not the source, but also the other source is how Democrats tried to pull a slick one in the Congress, and then they're crowing about it. But what they did was just some dastardly shit that they always do. But why I'm trying to figure this out. Why Donald Trump's trying to deflect from this so much, and he uses the word hoax poorly here because I know what he's trying to say, but the fact that sometimes you have to decipher Donald Trump makes it a little too easy for the media. But anyway, so he wrote this on Truth Social. The radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again, just like with the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier, the lying 51 intelligence agencies, the laptop from hell, which Dems swore had come from Russia. No, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom, and even the Russia scam itself, a totally fake and made-up story used in order to hide crooked Hillary Clinton's big loss in the 2016 presidential campaign. These scams and hoaxes are all the Democrats are good at. It's all they have. They are no good at governing, no good at policy, no good at picking winning candidates. Also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Now, he doesn't know. He uses this word poorly. And my past supporters have bought into this bullshit hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. I have had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history, and all these people want to talk about, with strong prodding by the fake news and the success-starved Dems, is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Now, he shouldn't call it a hoax. I'm telling you, he's screwed up here. Let these weekly continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success, because I don't want their support anymore. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Now, well, it doesn't need support of who? Who's he talking about when I don't need their support anymore? Like as if the Democrats were giving him support. But calling the Jeffrey Epstein thing a hoax, I think he's talking about that they're complaining about him not the files not being released, and what they did today or yesterday, and that has Mike Johnson under fire and a couple others, are regarding what Hakeem Jeffries did here. So the Democrats attempted in a committee to call for the release of the Epstein files. Okay. But rather than someone making a motion for this, they tried to attach it to another bill, which probably had minimal support among Republicans, or at least debatable support among Republicans. And when the Republicans said, no, we're not going to attach it to this bill, and in fact did do a separate standalone bill regarding this, because they voted against this amendment to a very not germane bill, whatever, now they're all saying that Republicans voted against releasing the Epstein files. So here's Hakeem Jeffries talking about this. Okay, and he's trying to act like the Democrats were all for releasing all this Jeffrey Epstein stuff in the past. So here it is. And in some way, look, I'm going to give him credit for some of this because in some ways he's right, but the whole their whole little methodology to get this in front of the public was bullshit. Hello, Woodcutter, by the way. Here's Hakeem Jeffries.
The American people deserve to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as it relates to this whole sordid Jeffrey Epstein matter. Now,
let's just stop there. He is 100% correct with that statement. And my curiosity is, why are you bringing it up now? Why weren't you bringing it up the last, since when did this start? Should start 2000. Why didn't you bring this up at all in the past 8 or 9 years? You've never said anything about it. Hello, Jeffrey Russell Jr. What's up? Yeah, let justice rain down though the sky may fall. Damn right. But where were you a year ago on this? The Biden Justice Department under Merrick Garland had all this stuff, right? The FBI had it and everyone, and you know, where were you then? And I think they know that they're using this as a political cudgel because they know that there's something about these files that's going to wreak havoc, which I don't care, all over the place. But where were you a year ago? Where were you 4 years ago? Where were you 8 years ago? Nothing. You ain't said shit about it. Now all of a sudden that some of Donald Trump's supporters are mad that this is not coming out the way they asked for. Now you're up here acting like you wanted this information out. Now let me continue here.
Democrats didn't put the Jeffrey Epstein thing into the public domain.
Why didn't you? Why didn't you? You're right. They didn't. Why? Because too many of your big donors and superstars and probably politicians and allies probably involved in it. More so than anything Donald Trump could have been involved with it, because he kicked Epstein to the curb in 2004. And helped out the victims' lawyers with deposition or whatever. He spoke to them. So the idea that why didn't you? And why were only Republicans, at least, and not even necessarily the Republican politicians, but people who support this administration were the ones who had always been talking about it. You're right. Why haven't you? Okay, let's continue.
This was a conspiracy that Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, and these MAGA extremists have been fanning the flames of for the last several years.
Yes, you're right. And that's why a lot of people on the right are upset that this is how it's being resolved, even though I don't think it's resolved. I don't think it's resolved at all. But that's right. So we have a right to be upset about it, but y'all didn't say boo about it. That's the one thing I'm wondering. So all of a sudden you being self-righteous about them complaining about it now, okay, what does that mean? But now you can use it for your political gain? Come on, man.
And now the chickens are coming home to roost.
What chickens are coming home to roost?
The American people deserve to know the truth.
And this is the first time I've ever heard you say that, Hakeem.
What, if anything, is the Trump administration and the Department of Justice hiding?
Oh, now they're hiding.
What are you?
It's been why? And it's a good question, but where were you?
Hiding. If you're not hiding anything, prove that to the American people. And if you are trying to hide something, as many of Donald Trump's MAGA supporters apparently believe, then the Congress should actually work hard to try to uncover the truth for the American people. There are only two things that are possible here. Option one, Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, and the MAGA extremists intentionally lied to the American people for years.
No. Asking the question of what's going on with this is not, lied how?
About the Jeffrey Epstein situation. That's option one.
Hold on. Let's remember who was in control of all this information prior to Donald Trump's second term. It wasn't the Trump Justice Department, because there was no Trump Justice Department. Why did everybody hide this? And I don't care who did it, but don't try to push this off on just one side. I'm mad at all of y'all. Just saying. I'm mad at all y'all.
Option two.
What's option two, Hakeem?
Is that, in fact, there's reason for the American people to be concerned as it relates to what information has not been released that could be damaging to the Trump administration and the friends and family.
Only the Trump administration, huh? You think that's it? I think maybe I think some intelligence agency that we have with 3 letters might be involved too. That's what I'm thinking. Because didn't Epstein say he worked for that one of those agencies at one time? Now, who knows if he really did or not?
Of the Trump administration and their billionaire corrupt supporters.
Wait, what?
So they're actively engaged.
Bill Gates is a billionaire Trump supporter? I didn't know that, because we know Bill Gates has been around there. That's why he's divorced. His relationship with Jeffrey Epstein was a little too tight, and his old wife said, no, we ain't playing this. I'm out. Okay? So let's not talk about oh, Lord.
Engaging in a cover-up. Option 1, they lied for years. Option 2, they're engaging in a cover-up.
Those are not the only choices. Now, although I think there is something being covered up, but that's my opinion. So anyway, there's more, but I'm done with him. So Democrats, the question is, and Mike Johnson's trending. Here's Ted Lieu, because here's someone out here doing disaster. Okay, that's not the one. But I don't know why Trump would have called it a hoax. And I'm thinking he's talking about the voting against, putting something on him as far as them not releasing it. What hoax is he talking about? Everyone knows that Epstein did what he did. I would call it, he's using the hoax as change for strategy. But look, it's on him and it's on the Justice Department. It's on everyone involved in there that said, oh, we got all this stuff on the desk. We got all this files. We got all this stuff from the island. We got all these video and this and that. And then all of a sudden we got nothing. Well, the Democrats didn't say that. Your attorney general said that. The memos you guys have put out said that. The Truth Social posts you're making say that. So which is it? Okay, I'm not saying Hakeem Jeffries doesn't have a point, by the way. I'm just saying they put some bullshit thing on a bill saying, oh, Republicans voted against this, so here it is. An example, Speaker Mike Johnson went on camera and said he supports Ghislaine Maxwell testifying and wants everything released on Epstein. Then he walked on the House floor and voted to block the release of the Epstein files. You don't get to act like a hero on camera and then protect predators in Congress. Now, this is the thing I'm talking about. So I had to look this up. I went over to Grok and I asked this question. I said, many people on X are saying Republicans blocked a bill to release the Epstein files. Was there a standalone bill on the U.S. House of Representatives to release the Epstein files, or was it an amendment being attached to another bill or part of another bill that Republicans opposed? Grok answers, looking this up, saying, there was no standalone bill in the U.S. House of Representatives to release the Epstein files. Instead, the effort to release the files was through an amendment introduced by Representative Ro Khanna of California to the Genius Act, a bill related to cryptocurrency regulation. So it was not germane to the bill, first of all. The amendment aimed to force the Department of Justice to release all Jeffrey Epstein-related documents on a publicly accessible website within 30 days. On July 14, 2025, the House Rules Committee, controlled by Republicans, voted 7-5 to block this amendment from reaching the House floor, with Representative Ralph Norman being the only Republican voting in favor. A subsequent Democratic procedural maneuver on July 15, 2025, to force the House to vote on the amendment also failed, with a vote of 211-210 along party lines, as Republicans opposed it due to its attached to unrelated legislation, which it should not be unrelated legislation. Hello, Selecta Boy.
Yeah, boy.
Post on X and various news reports confirmed the amendment was not a standalone bill, but was tied to the Genius Act, and some Republicans argued it is a political ploy rather than a genuine effort for transparency, which is 100% true. So that's what they're talking about. So it's a slimy way to do things. Oh, we're going to put some unrelated amendment to this bill, which forces people to vote against it, which I'm surprised the House parliamentarian didn't say that's not even close to germane to the bill, but that's what they do all the time. And then when you vote down the amendment because it's not germane to the bill, oh, they voted against puppies for sick kids, you know? It's just one of those bullshit political maneuvers that we do in Congress and the Senate and in politics in general. And while I am certainly sick of it and not dismayed, it's still annoying as fuck. So there you go. Here's an interesting thread though. This is someone named Brian Allen posted. Wait, where's the rest of the thread? What happened here? Hang on. Uh-oh. Did I lose it? No! Well, crap. Someone named Brian Allen said something to the effect that, you know, this tape that they have of the prison and where, they said the camera resets at midnight every night and they're missing a minute of footage. Well, now someone went into the metadata of that. And now, granted, it depends on how many times things have been changed. It said that someone went into the metadata of that video, and it gave him a name of someone who had edited it in Adobe Premiere or some editing software that took out 2.5 minutes from the video. And it was an interesting thread, but it had a questionable origin, to be honest with you. Oh, here it is. Brian Allen, this is his name, and this guy's he's definitely on the left, but let's see if we can find it here. He's one of these influencers that like to put breaking on a lot of his things. Okay. Oh, what happened to it? There we go. All right, here it is. He says, breaking. We now know exactly who had custody of the Epstein prison footage and how 2 minutes and 53 seconds vanished before the world saw it. The cover-up has timestamps. Let's chase the chain. The night Epstein died, only one camera in the SHU was even recording. The rest down for 11 days. MCC's DVR crashed on July 29th and no one fixed it. Not IT, not security, not leadership. Now, I'm curious because I don't know that these prison systems are up on digital stuff anyway. I thought they're still using videotape. But anyway, it says, so who had custody of the footage? MCC tech staff recorded. FBI seized the drives on August 11th. DOJ oversaw the investigation. And in May 2025, someone under the username MJCole-1 opened the files in Adobe Premiere and trimmed them by exactly 2 minutes and 53 seconds. The cut starts at 11:58 and 58 seconds p.m. It ends at 12:01 and 51 seconds a.m. That means the entire, quote, missing minute, end quote, the one everyone asked about, was literally edited out of the public video. The DOJ called it raw. Now, granted, I'm still saying, was that the original video? Or was that a duplicate? Because I don't know that the prisons use digital recording. I'm pretty sure they use analog recording, but whatever. So it says, so who's responsible? Lamine Ndiaye, warden who failed to fix the DVR. Again, a DVR. Oh, it is a DVR. BOP officers Noel and Thomas lied about cell checks. Company One, security contractor who built the faulty system. FBI CART team took over evidence. DOJ technician MJCole-1 edited the video before release. And finally, Pam Bondi overseeing DOJ's public explanations. So it was just a glitch. Here's what that means. The original footage ran past midnight. The system didn't crash. It rebooted and still captured some of that missing window. But instead of showing us that, they cut it. They literally trimmed the timeline and tried to call it transparency. Now, why would they do that? Because if they did that, this is allegations, because they're trying to cover up what happened. Now, it says this just wasn't one glitch. It was a collapse. Cameras down, footage lost, staff falsified logs, text mystery pairs, FBI edited the file, DOJ published and stitched a stitched version and hoped no one would check the metadata. But he didn't say what date this happened. Okay, it's like they've had this stuff for years. So what actual date did this supposedly happen? The case had one job: preserve the video, show the truth. Instead, we got Adobe Premiere, we got MJ Cole, we got broken DVR and Midnight Cut, and now we have 2 minutes and 53 seconds missing forever. This is bigger than Epstein. It's about a chain of custody, digital forensics, and how the state handles evidence when it's inconvenient. They thought metadata didn't matter. It does now. The people deserve to see every second, not a stitched together highlight reel. Release the full unedited drive, unmask MJ Cole 1, explain why 2 minutes and 53 seconds vanished. We saw the edit, now we want the receipts. I can't, even though this guy is a Trump-hating lefty, whatever, I can't argue with that. Can you argue with that? He said May 2025. Oh, it was edited May 2025. Okay. But the whole chain of custody, too. Why? Why did they do all this? Why did the FBI do this? And is MJ Cole part of the FBI? Who knows? Who knows? So, there you go. Now, I would love to rattle and prattle on about a lot of their stuff, but I'm out of time. So what I'm going to do, of course, I'm going to drop the links in the chat. Let me, and I'm sorry for being a little discombobulated the last couple of days. I'm just, some more Let's Go. Let me thank some people real quick. Let me thank y'all. Resolute Germ with a Let's Go. Kirsten Shaw and K Shaw dropping the link or retweeting the link. Same thing with Reaction Puerto Rico. Oh, good Lord. We got us a Jean-Claude Van Damme moment. There you go, ladies. I know that is that's some fine dancing by Jean-Claude Van Damme. And a little patriotic airplane flying. Thank you, Green Badger Outdoors and TC. Retweet the show. Greatly appreciated. But that's it, folks. I must call it a day. I'll be back tomorrow at same time, same channel. I will. I'm trying to make a video or two before the end of the week. It's at least some video shorts. I've been listening to a lot of people talk about the immigration thing, the due process, the deportations. What is the law? And so many people get it wrong. I know we talked about this the other day where, like saying that, it's not illegal to cross the border. It's like a parking ticket. It's like jaywalking. No, that's not true. Now, overstaying a visa is kind of as a civil offense, kind of like jaywalking. But you know what the civil penalty for a civil offense is when it comes to immigration? Oh, it's deportation. Yeah. And the people who cross the border illegally, due process is immediate deportation, or they could go to court and be put in jail for 6 months and have a fine. But anyway, so most of my videos, the shorts are coming up about that, are going to be about that topic. So if you're interested, hey, keep on trucking and enjoy the whatever I put up there. So anyway, what the hell did I just do? Good Lord. It's hard to talk and do stuff on your computer at the same time. Sometimes I manage to do it okay, and sometimes I just suck at it. But here are today's links in the chat. If I could spell links, there you go. And they'll be in the description for this video /stream. I hope you all have a wonderful day, but it's time for me to go. My name is PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thanks for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.